Hello. Welcome to Day 2 of the Schiller Institute Conference, War Drive Towards Armageddon, or a New Paradigm Among Sovereign Nations, United by the Common Aims of Mankind. The next speaker is Hassan Daud of Pakistan, the former project director of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And his topic is the Belt and Road Initiative and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, harbinger of sustainable growth.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me acknowledge the efforts of the organizers of this important event, and this brings all of us together to talk about something which is very important, especially for our region. With this said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight that in the recent years, the global economic landscape has changed dramatically. The main driver of this change has been technology, trade liberalization, free capital movement, advances in communication, transport infrastructure, and creation of cross-border supply chains. This, along with globalization, while in one hand brings various challenges, it also creates numerous opportunities. However, I believe that the world should be connected and not flat. At this juncture, BRI offers a beacon of hope for the participating states. The Belt and Road Initiative, envisaged by His Excellency President Xi Jinping, reflects the far-sighted economic vision of the Chinese leadership for opening gateways for cooperation amongst the countries along the Belt and Road, connecting four major civilizations. The initiative has offered a new development model featuring mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. As we all know, the initiative defines 5 major priorities, start from policy coordination, infrastructure connectivity, unimpeded trade and financial integration, and of course, connecting people. And this connectivity is the heart of the Belt and Road vision and is primarily about linking regions to the world, bringing prosperity and sustainable growth in Asia and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, the Belt and Road Initiative's geographical scope is constantly expanding, and I was lucky to participate in both the Belt and Road forums held in 2017 and 19. And I can see that this partnership is accounting for about 65% of world's population and around 1/3 of the world GDP, and therefore can play an important role in terms of economic prosperity in the challenging times that we are all living in. Ladies and gentlemen, the Belt and Road construction should usher in a new sustainable human civilization, and this can bring the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and of course Pakistan at the forefront. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, ladies and gentlemen, is the icon project of Belt and Road Initiative, and this is not me stating, this was stated by Mr. Wang Yi during his visit to Pakistan just recently. The government of Pakistan also considers the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor as a long-term development project, as it has the potential to serve as a corridor with multiple doors connecting China with Central Asia, Middle East, Asia, and Africa. The government is expanding the scope of CPEC so that it becomes a gateway of prosperity, and not only linking Pakistan and China and creating job opportunities, it brings poverty reduction and alleviation and development and boosts sustainable industrial growth. So overall, we are looking at socio-economic development through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And under the leadership of Prime Minister Imran Khan, the scope of the project has been expanded to increase agriculture, socio-economic development, poverty alleviation, healthcare, so that it can have its outreach to less developed areas of our country. As we speak, 22 projects worth $28 billion are in various stages of implementation, contributing to the development of Pakistan. And while we enter in the second phase, we are gearing ourselves for industrialization of Pakistan and looking at sustainable investment. The biggest dividend will be through the industrial cooperation, creating opportunities for jobs and growth. The government is also taking steps to encourage private sector participation and creating enabling environment that can reduce risk and create that pull factor for investors to come. And I would also like to highlight that all the special economic zone under the CPEC is not just China specific. It offers investment package and liberal incentives for anyone to come and invest in Pakistan and in these SEZs. Additionally, 15 energy projects in IPP mode are being implemented to address the energy crisis of Pakistan. And this is actually expanding our energy basket, and we are looking at indigenous sources of energy in the second phase of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. I would also like to highlight, ladies and gentlemen, that Gwadar, the port city of Gwadar, is the heart of CPEC, with the potential to become the transshipment hub for the region, as its connectivity with Western China provides the shortest route to the Middle East, Asia, and Africa, and this will, inshallah, boost our economy. CPEC will not only benefit the entire Pakistan, but will also contribute to regional peace, stability, and prosperity. CPEC is not the name of a single route, or rather it is a comprehensive package of cooperation, initiatives, and projects, cooperation, industrial parks, agriculture development, and as I said earlier, poverty alleviation, tourism, and financial cooperation. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan of today, under the leadership of Prime Minister Imran Khan, is moving towards the path of economic prosperity, and through CPEC, we are improving tourism, human resource development, transfer of knowledge and technology, besides developing rural-urban synergy in the country, which is leading towards a true inclusive growth. The impact of such development initiatives is visible from the fact that Pakistan is transforming into a better place for foreign investors in countries including from Middle East and other areas and China. And I expect that our friends would come and look at Pakistan as a place suitable for their investment because of the large size of our population. I strongly believe that for inclusive development, we need to work with our partner countries to develop on the success of Belt and Road Initiative and create a solid foundation for deepening cooperation. That reminds me of Mr. Deng Xiaoping, who said that we will cross the river by touching the pebble. So first phase of CPEC is over, and now we are progressing into the second phase of CPEC. And as it is said, that it does not matter how fast you're moving, as long as you're moving. Thank you very much, and I look forward to the Q&A session to clarify further about the activities that we are undertaking under China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you. Now we're going to go to a question and answer period, and we're going to bring everybody up on screen that is available to be with us. And I think it's nearly everyone. Once that happens, I'll identify everybody, but I think we're going to have Dennis Small, Dr. Vitrenko, I believe Mr. Bout, Mr. Munoz, and Helga Sepp-LaRouche has also joined us. Dr. Peters is there. Yeah, I see him. And Diane Sayre, who's our co-moderator. Looks like everybody made it. Mr. Bout, do you have something?
Yeah, I just want to highlight one fact, and this is based on my own experience working on BRI projects for last so many years. And CPAC and BRI have almost similar history. They both started in 2013, and in 2015, when the vision was given by President Xi Jinping, we were able to prepare our monographic study, taking it forward all the way to 2030. But the point that I would just like to highlight here is that largely we speak, and in all the debates that I attend, and I really would like to acknowledge Schiller Institute for actually getting us all together, is the fact that we talk about energy, infrastructure, and connectivity in terms of roads and bridges. And we sometimes ignore the fact that it is more about people to people connectivity. It's more about cultural fusion, and what Dr. Marcelo said about bringing the world together in terms of talking to each other, looking at problems. I have seen in the debates that have occurred since the start of the pandemic that anti-globalization forces have actually started to speak more than people like us who are talking about regional integration, and this is, as a matter of fact, could lead to socio-economic development. This regional connectivity and globalization, I believe, has taken more people out of poverty than any other initiative taken by human mankind. So I think let's all work together in the similar fashion. Let's talk about, raise our voice more about how it's benefiting countries like Pakistan, which are still on the path of getting stronger and richer, and the kind of rural-urban synergy, the connectivity with the region, will perhaps lead to economic growth and also peace and stability. Because in the last almost one decade, we were talking about terrorism and factors impacting our economy because of that. Now we are talking about regional connectivity, economic growth, agriculture, tourism, and people-to-people connectivity, not just with China, with the rest of the countries, participating countries. This is giving opportunities countries like Pakistan to actually talk about their growth and strengths in a platform of BRI. So I would again like to acknowledge your effort in bringing us all together, and it was wonderful to hear to each one of the speakers that I've heard so far.
Thank you very much. Now, what we're going to do is try to get the summary on. Yes, Mr. Butt.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight certain facts based on a practitioner's standpoint. Having worked for the last 5 years on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is by far the most efficient project, I've seen that Chinese project managers and their leadership who are working in our country for these projects understand our system well, and also understand the Western practices quite clearly. It is for us to now understand the Chinese system and their way of doing things. And this is not so difficult. When I first went to China and I lived there for several years, it was quite easy for me to understand. And if you understand the Confucius model and compare it with the Confucius philosophy and compare it with Islamic ideology and with the rest of the Western world, I think there is synergy that could be taken out in terms of implementation of these projects. It's just these subtle differences that we need to understand. We have had several issues while doing these projects at various levels, but as we went along in last 5-6 years, we have seen that now the understanding of us about China and for Chinese practices, and also for China on Pakistan's way of doing things, has improved. So it's just about understanding each other and showing that kind of flexibility that the world needs to show about each other.
Okay, very good. All right, well, I want to thank everyone who was on this panel.